So Arsenal have tweeted out earlier on today that Henrik Mkhitaryan will not be making the trip to Baku for the Europa League final against Chelsea, which is just over a week away now. I'll read out the statement that Arsenal posted, and then I'll read out the statement Mkhitaryan posted. But for me, I think this is just an absolute disgrace. Not only is the final in one of the most remote places to any Europa League side that had a chance of winning it, you know, the German sides, the Spanish sides, English sides, even the Dutch sides, stuff like that, you know, I think it's an absolute disgrace, not only to have been held there in the first place, but the fact that a professional footballer cannot travel to the game because of off-field activity. Nothing to do with football, nothing to do with Arsenal, nothing to do with Mkhitaryan himself. But UEFA have decided, yeah, I know, let's just go and host a game in the middle of nowhere, which not only means people like me can't go to it, because it is just an absolute rip-off to get there for travel, for accommodation, for a visa and stuff like that. If you total it all up, I've said on here before, if you total it all up, it's over £2,000 to go and watch one game of football. That is an absolute disgrace. You know, at the end of the day, a season ticket at Arsenal ranges from anywhere between 870 quid up to maybe £2,000 if you want a posh seat. But £2,000 for one game, that's a joke in itself. The fact that the transport to get there is just absolutely embarrassing. There's hardly any flights to Baku. You have to go halfway around Europe to get connections. Long stop-off, so it makes the travel time 20 odd hours. Then you've got to try and get a hotel. Then they're going up every single day, through the roof, the prices. So then you had the visa on, then you had your food and drink. It is just an absolute disgrace that the final's been held there. I think that more needs to be done in terms of maybe looking at these airline companies and the hoteliers and stuff like that to cap it. Because soon as a team from England gets to, like, for example, Valencia, we qualified against Napoli. The minute that game finished and everyone knew we were getting Valencia, that's it. The prices to Spain flew up through the roof. Same with Tottenham, same with Liverpool. It's a joke. It's an absolute disgrace. And something needs to be done. There needs to be more regulation on it to help fans out. Because, listen, at the end of the day, without football fans, there is no football. It's as simple as that. These players wouldn't be getting paid the multi-million pounds they get paid every year. The clubs wouldn't be turning over record profits every single year and massive revenues. And UEFA fat cats wouldn't be sitting there on their mega bucks wages to take backhanders and put finals in Baku. It's just an all-round mess. It's supposed to be the football family, as UEFA and FIFA used to come out and once say. Footballing family, my backside. There ain't no family involved. It's all about them getting rich, and the little people like me and you and the regular fan, we just have to pay or don't go. It's as simple as that. But like I said, Mkhitaryan's not going. Arsenal have tweeted it out earlier on today. They said, "We are very disappointed to announce that Henrik Mkhitaryan will not be travelling with the squad for our UEFA League final against Chelsea. We have thoroughly explored all the options for Mickey to be part of the squad, but after discussing this with Mickey and his family, we are collectively agreed he will not be travelling with the party. We have written to UEFA expressing our deep concerns about this situation. Mickey has been a key player in our run to the final, so this is a big loss for the team perspective. We are also very sad that the player will miss out on a major final in circumstances such as this, as it is something that comes along rarely in a footballer's career. Mickey will continue to be part of the preparations until we depart for Baku at the weekend." Absolute disgrace that he has had to feel the need, along with the club and his family, that they cannot guarantee their safety whilst they're out there. It's absolutely shocking. This is 2019, and the footballer's safety cannot be guaranteed for travelling to a football match. Not only that, if he did travel and they took that chance that he would be safe, you know, there could be problems around the rest of the squad. So I think personally it is the right decision for him not to go. But at the same time, it poses a bigger question. How has this even been allowed to happen in the first place? How is it a country that is at loggerheads with another country politically means that this player now doesn't feel safe travelling to Azerbaijan. Unbelievable. It's absolutely ridiculous. Mkhitaryan's also posted a couple of tweets. He tweeted saying, having considered all current options, we had to take a tough decision for me not to travel with the squad for the Europa League final against Chelsea. It's the kind of game that doesn't come along very often for us players, and I must admit it hurts me a lot to miss it. I will be cheering my teammates on. Let's bring it home, Arsenal, and then a couple of emojis of a trophy and a fist pump. So, yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, whether you rate Mkhitaryan or not is irrelevant. He's played more minutes in our midfield this season in the Europa League than any other midfielder we have in the squad. So he has been a big part of us getting to the final. Let's have that right. Whether he's took our breaths away and been absolutely fantastic or not is irrelevant. He has played a part massively in us getting to the final. And for him to miss out, I mean, I can't even imagine how he feels right now. I know he played in one in 2017. He actually tweeted with that the picture of him holding that trophy up. It's a massive trophy as well, by the way. It's huge. But yeah, he actually scored in that final for Man United. So I know he's played in one. That doesn't soften the blow. He's now playing for Arsenal, not Man United. And, you know, the fact that he's played in a final in the Europa League, the fact he's scored in a final, I'm sure he was looking forward to playing in another final. But at the end of the day, I suppose in the back of his mind, all the way through the competition, he was thinking, if we get there, I probably can't go. And that can't be right. It cannot be right that in 2019, this still exists. At the end of the day, it's a game of football. Sod the politics, sod the two countries at loggerheads. It is a game of football. And UEFA need to be held accountable for this. UEFA had a choice of playing it in Istanbul, playing it in Baku, or playing it in Seville. So why haven't they come out, like Arsenal asked them to last week, and give their selection process, the thought process behind picking Baku as the destination? The airport, as I've said in the previous video, the airport can only hold about 15,000 people a day through it. Now, let's be real, Arsenal could have sold double that ticket allocation if it was a reasonably priced area to get to. I'm sure Chelsea could have sold that as well. We could have had 60,000 fans in a football stadium, which, let's be real, it is about football. It's not about the fat cats eating their caviar and sipping their champagne. It is about the football fans, the football community, and we are part of that. Our teams have made it to a final, and 99% of the fans that support both of them clubs have been absolutely priced out of the market to be able to go to this place, to this venue, to watch our teams play in the final. Arsenal haven't sold their allocation of 6k. Chelsea haven't sold their allocation of 6k. I see a couple of tweets last week where Arsenal and Chelsea fans are trying to hire a coach so that they can club in together and actually drive there as part of a coach journey. You know, when has that ever happened? And that just shows a little bit of class between Arsenal and Chelsea. The fact that, look, it's going to cost an absolute fortune. Why don't we club together to try and get us all out there and enjoy it? So the ones that are going, big up every single one of them. I've seen a few people tweet me. A couple of people have DM'd me on Insta as well and said that they're going, or somebody they know is going, and it's cost them an arm and a leg. It can't be right, and this has got to stop. As goes for the final in Madrid, the Champions League final for Spurs and Liverpool. Some of the flights are £800. It's Madrid. It's 2 hours on an aeroplane. Yeah, EasyJet, Ryanair, all the other companies that are chartering them flights and putting them flights on are a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. I know it's supply and demand, and I'm thinking like, okay, cool, you want to make a few quid extra, that's cool. But seriously, there comes a point where liberties are being taken too much now, and it's not just one game. It's not just Baku, it's not just Madrid. It is every single English team in Europe, and I'm sure this happens in other countries as well. Like when the German teams qualify and the Dutch teams, the Italian teams, the Spanish teams. I'm sure that when they're trying to fly to other countries to play games, I'm sure their airlines put the prices up. It needs to have a global cap on pricing because it is just taking the mick. Personally, if it was left to me, I know this is never going to happen, but if it was left to me, Arsenal and Chelsea should just boycott it. But that ain't going to happen. That's what I would do though. I'd club together with Chelsea, I'd get on the phone to them and I'd say, look, we'll reimburse everyone who's going out there. We kick off the game and we just all walk off the pitch. Yeah, stick your final. But that's never going to happen. That's maybe me being a little bit over the top and a little bit angry about it. But I am angry. I am upset about it. At the end of the day, I wanted to go. And I've said all season, if we get there, I'm going. That can't happen. I ain't got the dough to be throwing a game that's over £2,000 to get there and back and eat and drink and stay in a hotel. I ain't got that sort of money to be throwing away when I've got a family and a mortgage to pay for. And that's why Arsenal ain't sold their allocation. That's why Chelsea ain't sold their allocation. Because these people are like me. They have families to feed. They have houses to pay for. You know, other things come as priority sometimes. And £2,000 on a football match is an absolute scandal. Anyway, that's my little rant about it over. I feel sorry for Mkhitaryan. I've said all season I don't particularly rate him. I don't think he's been fantastic for Arsenal. But the fact he's missing out on a final is an absolute disgrace, especially when he has played a massive part on us getting there. So leave it all in the comments section down there. Let me know what you guys think about it. Are you as angry as me about it? Would you have gone if it was cheaper as well? If you live locally, i.e. England or closer, would you have gone? I know a couple of people closer to Azerbaijan that I speak to, they're going. So fair play to them. It's been a lot cheaper for them to get from where they're going to Azerbaijan. But it is what it is. Anyway, don't forget, check out my daily transfer update from this morning. Check out my live stream about Steve Bold and what does he actually do. I dropped that earlier on this afternoon. And don't forget, if you follow my Instagram, send me a DM and I will follow you back. Anyway, till tomorrow with my daily transfer update. I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.